Welcome back to the Scavenge-ology podcast. This is your host, Elena. Thank you for joining us again for another episode today. We are so excited to dive in with you and continue our ingredient label deep dive. So we have been doing these for about 5 episodes where we choose an ingredient from our banned ingredients list, which you can access on Primal Rock's website, which will be linked in the description below. And we uncover the truth behind these ingredients. So sometimes we get in the habit of conveniently shopping at the grocery store, buying brands for years and years, that we stop really recognizing the dangers or potential dangers of what is really hidden behind these ingredients. So I'm really excited to continue this today and to dive in to yet another banned ingredient from our list. So today we are going to be talking about an ingredient called butylated hydroxytoluene. And I had to look up how to pronounce that a couple of times because I was going to mess it up. But you may recognize this as BHT. Sometimes it is on ingredient labels as a few different names, but this is BHT. And we're going to go over why this is dangerous, different products that you may find BHT within that you'd be really surprised about. So if you have ever snacked on crackers or cookies, you've probably heard of wheat thins. Wheat thins are a product that a lot of people love for a quick and easy snack. A lot of people feed them to their families and eat them when they're on diets and think that they're, this healthy small snack that are pretty good for you. But unfortunately, and so often we find this, wheat thins have more going on behind the scenes than you would think. So if you pick up a wheat thins box, you can pick up, the regular, the original, whatever kind of wheat thins you pick up, and you read the ingredient label, you will see BHT listed on the ingredient label. And what is BHT and why does this matter, right? So why are we picking apart this ingredient and what does it really mean? So BHT is a lab-made chemical that's added to foods as a preservative. So you'll find BHT really often on cereal boxes, ingredient labels, cookies, crackers, a lot of packaged foods, right? Because BHT is a preservative that keeps foods from going bad. So it really preserves the look of the food even when it's packaged, right? So if you're looking for a science-based explanation of what BHT is, it prevents the vegetable oil from going rancid. So this is why a lot of candies and, like I said, cereals, crackers, cookies, things like that use BHT. But here's the kicker. A lot of times when we talk about these ingredients, they're things that are put into the food to keep the food, extra crunchy or extra salty or whatever it may be. But BHT is a little bit different. So sometimes, or oftentimes, BHT is not added directly into the food that you're eating, right? It's actually added to the plastic lining or the wax paper, and then it migrates into the food itself because the food sits inside of those liners. So why should you care about this, right? If it's FDA approved and they approve it on shelves, why does this matter? Well, we cover this all the time. So you can go over to our podcast and you can look on our channel. You can play several episodes of the ingredient labels that we've been covering, but you can also play a few episodes back to, what these ingredients can do to your body and the dangers of these artificial and fake ingredients, right? So this is why we're doing what we do. It's really important to understand what you're putting into your body, especially foods you're feeding your family members, and feeding yourself, right? You deserve to know what's going into your food. Just because you're used to seeing an ingredient on so many different packages doesn't mean that it's good for you. So you can also go onto our website to our banned ingredient list. You can also view the written version of this episode and all of our episodes on our blog. We will have that in the description below where you can go and see the different studies and different images that we're showing on the blog about these products and about these ingredients. So why should you care, right? Studies that have shown that large doses of BHT have shown in some mice and rats to trigger cancer in the forestomach. So granted, forestomach is an organ humans don't have, but if this is causing cancer in an animal, even in an organ that we don't have, this is probably something we should pay attention to, right? This is probably something that we should be looking at and thinking is not the healthiest for us or the best for our body. So BHT is also known as an endocrine disruptor, which means it interferes with our hormones. So often you hear about, hormone health and how vital that is for your well-being and your overall aging, everything. But being an endocrine disruptor, BHT can really alter the effects of your normal producing hormones. And anything that has the power to do that, even in large amounts or small amounts, is a cause for alarm. And what's interesting too, we've gone over this in a previous episode where we dove into Reese's cups and just all the ingredients and the differences between the US and the UK Reese's cups. BHT is not regulated in Europe, so you won't often find it on the ingredient labels there. There's a lot of different ingredients that can be used for BHT. For example, wheat thins in the US, like I shared, contains BHT. But if you look at wheat thins in Canada, they do not contain this. Cereals that are marketed in Europe by really big brands like General Mills, Kellogg's, they don't contain BHT. And General Mills actually says that Cheerios, Trix, and Lucky Charms, a few other cereals that it has in the US, contain no BHT anymore because it was being brought to attention that these are different ingredient lists than they have in Canada or in the UK. So Cheerios now only rely on vitamin E. You also may see this on ingredient labels as mixed. I'm going to try to pronounce this, tocopherols, TOCOPHEROLS. So that's how you spell it. You've probably seen that on ingredient labels before, and I knew I was going to not be able to pronounce that. But you can use that, which is actually vitamin E, to keep these products fresh. So there are other ways that you can do this. Other label-friendly antioxidants are available to companies, such as vitamins A and vitamin C. Also, extracts of rosemary and thyme. So sometimes healthier food companies, different types of health grocery stores, Whole Foods, Fresh Market, Primal Rock Grocery House, will rely on these healthier options in their packaging. Well, oftentimes it has to do with, the money behind getting these other options. And that's really sad in America. But unfortunately, you cannot stay away from this ingredient completely just by avoiding it on your food labels. The dangers in the food products is not all there is to think about. So the David Suzuki Foundation, creator of the Living Green movement, which you can read more about, includes BHT in the Dirty Dozen. And if you're not familiar with what the Dirty Dozen means, it's the top 12 most toxic substances. The foundation points out the ingredient not only in foods, but also in several cosmetic products. So studies by the US National Library of Medicine show how this can also cause allergic reactions in the skin. So if we think about putting something on our skin that can cause or is likely to produce a reaction, what is that probably doing on the inside of our bodies? So with snacks, people are viewing as healthy, and cosmetic products that we use on our bodies every day, it's really important to stay aware of the harm that our bodies could experience just by not paying attention. So I really hope that by doing these episodes and the ingredient label deep dives, that we can make you look into the products that you're either eating or that you're using topically, and really just realize that there are serious dangers in common ingredients. If there are so many other ways, right, that we can protect our foods, and we can use so many different ingredients in our packaging, like I was sharing before, vitamins E, vitamins A, vitamin C, rosemary, all of these natural substances that are available for use, but still companies are choosing to take the easy way out and stick with using harmful ingredients like BHT. If this ingredient has the ability to produce or is likely to produce cancer in animals, even if they are mice or rats, I think that is still a cause for concern. We need to be paying more attention to what we're accepting from these companies, because as we continue to support them, as we continue to buy these products, no matter how small of a decision it seems, we are basically telling them that we are okay with these ingredients, that we don't mind that they use these ingredients within our food, that we're okay with feeding this to our families, we're okay with eating it ourselves. And how much of a difference would it really make if they did make the switch into changing to a better option for keeping their foods from going rancid. Obviously, when you are producing foods, we know this at Primal Rock, we have a lot of products. You want your food to stay, good, tasting good, looking good, even when it's in its packaging. That's completely normal and understandable. However, you should care more about the ingredients that you're using to accomplish that being good for the people that are going to in turn turn around and enjoy your product, right? That should be the forefront of the decision, not you choosing the easy way out, not you choosing the cheapest way out to support your business by using ingredients like this that could be harmful. So I really hope that by, calling attention, you can opt for shopping for healthier snacks and options, you guys, because they do exist. Whether you choose to find a healthy grocery store near you, whether you choose to shop our snack options on our website, or you just choose to make things at home and shop healthier and create healthy things that way. Whatever you choose to do, it's so important to really pay attention to what's going into our foods and start small. You don't have to go into your pantry and rate it and take out every single thing with a bad ingredient. It's not going to, cause these huge issues overnight. But really pay attention to what you're putting into your body and how you're fueling your body. And if you have this goal to live a healthier lifestyle, start to move in that direction. Start small by reading these ingredient labels when you're at the grocery store. Pick up these snacks that you often buy and make a decision that next time I'm in the store, I'm going to pick something else. Or next time I have to go pick up snacks, I'm going to go down to Whole Foods or I'm going to look online at a healthy option versus just picking up the same old thing that you've been eating forever. It's definitely hard and takes effort, but anything that is worthwhile is going to be that way. Go onto our website, go onto our blog, read these blogs, read these studies for yourself, and just see the evidence that's there that these are not the best foods to be putting into our bodies. These are not the ingredients that we want packaging our foods and seeping in there and getting into our mouths and affecting our bodies afterwards, after we consume them. So I would really just be so excited to hear what you thought of this episode. You can connect with us over on Facebook or Instagram. You can also go check out our website. Like I shared, we have tons of amazing snacks and a huge list of ingredients we do not allow in our products or our packaging. So would love for you to go and check those out. But thank you so much for listening into the podcast today. I hope that this helped you, and I hope to have you back next time on the podcast.